Hey Stampers, Gator again. I've got my mojo back. My cards are starting to flow in my head again. Plus it's our weekly sketch, and I did the sketch last week, but I didn't do a video on it. But this is the one I've putting forward for my version this week. Our sketch is a circle, a sentiment, and then stripes. And I've finally cut into my papers from this Santa Suite. What's it called? Oh my gosh, this one. It's I've taken the cardboard out. Santa's Workshop. That's what it is. And oh my gosh, I didn't really want to cut into these paper because they're so beautiful. Let me just grab. I'm looking for one sheet. There it is. Is that the one? No, this one. I need to trim a little bit more off. I forgot to get some ready for my card. Look at this. I'm just going to cut that little trim off because inside I have just done this. This was in the cards I was showing of Debbie's yesterday, and I said I'd put it to good use, so I've put it on the inside of my card to make it look like a swirl. Isn't that gorgeous? But believe it or not, this piece is not whole. I've patched it up because I cut this. I'll show you the paper. I didn't want to go and waste another sheet of paper, so I cut this into 6 by 6. So this is the other 6 inches by 12 I've got left. I wanted a piece cutting out, so I've done my cutting because I've got to do it on the big shot. So I've got one from here and I've got this one from here on the cards. So I used 2 pieces, but it will make 2 cards. And this is my back end. I didn't really want to go and cut this in half or cut it 3 7/8 by 5 5/8. So believe it or not, where I've cut out, I've patched it up because once we've put our strips on and trimmed them off, you're not going to see it. And not only that, my sentiment is going to sit there. So I'm not wasting any paper either. Am I tight or what? But it doesn't matter because I'm getting the use. Nobody's going to see that. Here's the piece I trimmed the top off. This is furry. It's just gorgeous. On their hats, the snowflakes on top of the pole, wherever the snow is, or apron. It's furry. It's like felt. It's just divine. And I was sitting there thinking, I really don't want to cut into this paper. It's just absolutely stunning. But I bit the bullet and I've cut into it. But I've managed to utilise all of it for this card. And these strips I just trimmed off because they've got like patterns on them. I'll get it out in a minute and show you quickly. But I just want that little border, so I can add it in on the inside of my card. And what I did was, because I don't want a corner, I just trimmed that little bit off there. So I can use that for the inside. And this has got the felt on as well, the fairy bits. I don't know if you can see them. See, it stands off the paper just slightly. It's felt. It's absolutely gorgeous. But look, you could do strips on your cards. You can like cut along here, and you could have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. You could get 12 cards using just the strips as a centerpiece. And I love the border as well. So that's all I use that for. But how marvellous. We can, the scenes in these papers are absolutely divine. I mean, you could cut these sections out. You could cut the presents out. Even the presents have got felt on the hat. Santa's hat. You know, this is a scene. I mean, this could be a scene. This could be they've utilised this paper lovely, and I'm loving the candy canes on the back. And for all the others, I just cut strips off them. I had used this card. Look at that on the back, it's absolutely gorgeous. These are just 1-inch strips. So look what you could do with these. You could pop these on, pop these on the inside of your card as well, you know, as a border. Let me just grab a piece. Where is it with the dots? I mean, you could add that in on the inside of your card. You know, as top and bottom. You know, just beautiful. And if your card's running this way, that would be absolutely gorgeous to run down the bottom. But look at that little scene going on there. Absolutely stunning. So I've got my dots. I cut them out and then decided to go with, this is all felt. This is absolutely beautiful. So, I mean, there's bows on the back, but I decided to use the green just because there was a lot of red. I've got another piece somewhere. There it is. And the trees, look. So this is going to run this way for me. Or I might swap them two over. But isn't that absolutely gorgeous? And what a gorgeous way to use up your papers. Just wonderful. So I'm utilising every piece that I've got. So yeah, I don't like waste. And as for this bit, this is cut at 3 7/8 by 5 5/8. This was the piece that I cut off another card, and I've just stuck it down. And I know it looks a bit silly, but I've got bits there. Once I've put my pieces over, I mean, there's a little tiny gap in between. So there's one there. There's one going on here. Look, and I'm saying the tiniest little gap, but my big Santa's going there. Look, and you're not going to see it because it's going to be there. And I'm going to glue it all down so it's nice and tight. I've got to get a piece of card base. So I have got here real red this time. I used cherry cobbler on the other one, but I'm using what I've got in my scraps bin. So let's crack on. So this is 8 1/4 by 5 7/8, and we're just going to fold and join the ends, and we're going to burnish. Just making sure your corners are lovely. What I normally do, I had a bit of a whoa. Every time I looked at a card, I couldn't even get inspiration from anybody else. Nothing was jumping out at me, which is a shame because I do craft every single day, and I have been making cards, but you know when you know it's not right, and my heart and soul wasn't in it. So I'm just going to grab my silicone mat because there's a hole in my card. But nobody's going to see it unless you actually deconstruct your cards once you give it to them, which wouldn't be a very nice thing. No one's going to see. So this is where this first piece is going to go for me. It's going to hide there, and I'm using my glue. And I'm making sure I keep it in that area. I'm going to trim them ends off as well. So the next one is going right next door. I know it's quick and simple, but I just wanted you to know that you don't have to waste anything. So this, I'm going to stay as close to this edge as well, because I can use these bits on something else, you know, or if you wanted to. I did do that one a bit wonky-fied, so I'm just going to, and this felt on this side, the snowman. Oh, I just love all this paper, it's beautiful. But don't waste none of your card, you know, who's going to see that once we've got our bigger circle there, and you know, we can make sure no one sees it. So flip that over. I do have a bit of glue on there. I'll get rid of that now. And I'm going to get my lovely scissors and trim these down. But I mean, anybody else would have looked at that and thought, oh, I can't use that. I'm going to have to throw it in the bin. So I like to try my best and utilise every piece of card I've got. And it's not because I'm tight. I mean, these papers don't come cheap. They're not like bobbing into the range and grabbing a 12 by 12 pad for like £3. This is £13 paper, so I'm not going to waste none of it, you know, because these little bits maybe, but, you know, I would have thrown all that in the bin and had to start again, just so I can get this beautiful scene on my card. So we've trimmed all the edges off. This is going to now get glued onto my project, and yeah, you can still see them holes, but once I adhere my Santa and pop him there, where can you see the mistakes now? You can't. This is just wonderful. I even just caught it there because that's where I started my destructive bits. But this is just a quick and cheerful card, and I'm going to throw this on as well. You'll still get your 10 o'clock one tonight. I just want to get it on because I was really late last week getting my sketch up. I'm sitting there thinking, oh my gosh, it's Sunday afternoon, I haven't done my sketch. So it's only fair if I put one up that I take part as well. I mean, we can use everything in our stash. Just everything. And I'm going to pop another one there. There we go. We don't waste anything as crafters. We're very frugal. So now all I have to do is glue this down. I used the largest of the scallop circles in the layering circles. Whoops, and the number 7 in the normal circles to cut out. And like I say, I've used this paper. I'm not going to let that piece of paper go to waste when it's going to make an absolutely adorable, cute little card. And we've got wiggle space from the glue. Make sure I line that up perfectly. Is that looking straight? Yes, that's it. So turn over and just give it a good rub. So all that glue. There we go. Grabs that picture now. Isn't that cute? I know it's a quick and simple card, but like I'm saying, I'm giving you a little bit extra today. This is going on as soon as I've finished. I have a couple more projects I have on my desk here, and they're just super amazing. I'm starting on my Christmas cards, see? So now you can see those little gaps in the card. Let me just show you up close. Do you see them? It's not that noticeable, but when this goes on, he is just so sweet. So now you can't see any of them, and you can't, you know, even though I've patched it up, you can't tell that I've patched it up. So I haven't wasted anything there. So I've got a couple of these little glittery enamel shapes. No, I didn't make these ones myself. I had these a long time. Pokey tool. They jump like crazy. Let me just, Mr. Boyce made me a gorgeous cup of coffee. He's a darling. So I'm just gonna, I've got 5 of them, so I'm gonna scatter them. And so really my card this week is made up of scraps, because I'm going to show you my sentiment in a minute. There's 1, 2, 3. I'm going to leave one off for a second. I'm going to pop that one there. In fact, if I can get it up, I'm going to add it to the top of that tree. Isn't that cute? And look, I'm even using a piece of scrap for my sentiment. This is just out of my scraps drawer for the happy, and the happiest Christmas wishes comes from this beautiful set. Dashing Deer. Oh, absolutely gorgeous. Right, I've got it mounted. I'm going to use my black ink. I mean, I watch ladies craft all the time, my favourites anyway, and look at that, perfect, 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 perfect. And their videos are like between 6-7 minutes long, and that's it. Some of the ladies I watch, who I absolutely adore, speed up their videos. I like to keep it a little bit on the real side. I'm not a fan of speeding things up. You know, people watch my channel because they love to see me colour, paint, blend, mask. They don't really want to see me speed things up, which is what I will never do. Even if someone said, oh, you'll get more views, I don't. People watch me because they love watching me craft. I mean, there's no point me going in. You can't go anywhere in a workshop or have a party and do crafting and all of a sudden you're crafting away like crazy and then someone puts you on the fast forward button. It's real. I'm keeping it real. And I hope you all appreciate that. I know 99% of you do. Otherwise you wouldn't have pressed that subscribe button. So one day you'll have a quick card because, like I'm saying, I'm utilising bits. I am not rushing. Just taking my time. Keeping it real. My sentiment is going right along here. A little bit higher on there, but I wanted to cover that patch. I wanted you to be able to... I might even put that at the top, actually. Yeah, I think I will. So I just lay it there and look at it. And is it straight? Looks okay to me. So once I know it's straight, you press, then they won't come back up. So I was going to put, because I wanted my... I'd already placed that one under there and then I had to take it off. That's why I kept this last one off. Because now I can put it down here. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the eye is not confused. So this is the inside, the front side. And now I'm just going to take... It's a beautiful little card. And that's Santa's Workshop. It's just divine. I love it. I love, love, love. So I'm going to border this. Or shall I do it down the sides on this one? Will I have enough? Not quite, I don't think. So let's keep it real again. Just add in a small amount of glue. And that flurry that came with the beautiful Deb Price's cards, I thought looked absolutely stunning on the inside of my card. Just added a bit more Christmasness to me. So there we have it. That's all tidy. It's always to snip off a little bit than to try and add a little bit. Even that side is pretty. Lovely. You know, I mean, even that would have looked pretty on the card as well, I think. Isn't that lovely? So, glue at the ready. Another little dashing line across the bottom. Whoops. And then I'm just going to line this up. Perfect. Turn it over and nip off the end. I've got a fraction by there as well. Look at that. And I mean a fraction. Wow, you don't even see them bits come off. So I've got this bit and this bit from the last card. So I can save them for something else. I got my new magnetic bracelet today. But oh, I tell you what. It's because it's on elastic. Every now and then it pinches one of my... So it's self-waxing me at the whole time. So I'm having a wax at the same time as my wrist is getting a bit of pain relief. Wax on, wax off. I'll have no hair there by the end of the year. You watch, because I'll just keep going like that and it'll keep shredding it off. So I can just pop this now on the inside of my card. And even decorate the inside. You can add a sentiment, you can leave it blank, it's entirely up to you because these are going to the charity. excuse me, I'm going to leave them blank so someone else can write a gorgeous message inside. I'm going to add a bit of tear and tape to this one. The last one I glued in, but I've just cleaned the nib. I've just put the lid on. And there we go. I got little bits all over me, so smush it down. Now, how many of you would have cut your circle out? Probably left it to cut more things out, but there was not much else left on that paper after I cut the stuff. Who would have thrown that in the bin, or maybe just not to use that piece? Quite a few, I think. And we all need a few tips and tricks on how to use up our scraps. So, that looks pretty good to me. And there we have it. There is my week 35 sketch. Isn't that gorgeous? I just love Santa. He's so pretty. Lovely cards. Absolutely stunning. So, there we are. Week 35 of the sketch. And if you come along, I do apologise. One lady said that the link to my Facebook group didn't work from the description bar below, but if you pop over to Facebook and type in Stamp with Joy, and you're more than welcome to come along, join the group, join in with the weekly sketches. We have so much fun, and every single one of the ladies in the room are so welcoming. They comment on all everybody's. We're like a big family in there all together. So I hope you enjoyed. I really had fun making these. They're just so cute. Either way, he can put his feet up. Yeah, he can go off and do his job. And then come back and rest. How's that? Merry Christmas, everyone. Love you loads. See you soon. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you. Bye.